Hello and welcome to the Great Big Indian Wellness Show. My name's Tony Patty and I'm today very privileged and happy, in fact, to have with me Claire Paphitis, who's going to be talking about sound bath meditation. Let me tell you a little bit about that on the show here right now. A sound bath is a meditative experience where those in attendance are bathed in sound waves and vibrations from the crystal sound bowls. Now, each bowl is tuned in to the 7 chakras of the body, and as they play, they produce a gentle sound and vibrations that resonate within the body. Now, participants are actually asked and invited to simply lay back and relax and allow their minds and bodies to drift into deep relaxation. It's a deeply immersive, full-body listening experience that intentionally uses to invite gentle yet powerful therapeutic and restorative processes with many healing benefits, and in particular helping to ease anxiety and stress. We're going to be learning all about that here today with sound bath meditation. And joining us as our special guest here today is the specialist Ayurveda coach, Claire Paphitis. Claire, a very warm welcome to you, and thank you for taking time out, and thank you for joining us here right here on the Great Big Indian Wellness Show.
Oh, thank you, Tony. Thank you for that lovely introduction, and I'm really delighted to be here.
Thank you very much indeed. So let's talk about sound bath meditation. It's not something I must admit I've heard of before, and if I have, it's not something that I can recall in my mind immediately. Give us some background to this sort of concept, sound bath meditation, and whilst doing that, a little bit about your background too.
I will do. Thank you, Tony. I mean, sound healing has been around since ancient times. But it's becoming more of a trend again now. You know how these things tend to come around in cycles. It's got nothing to do with having to sit in an actual bath, you'll be pleased to know. But it's using different instruments. So often the human voice, tuning forks, Himalayan sound bowls, or like I've got here today, these lovely crystal sound bowls are used. And the practice of sound bathing, as the name suggests, and as you've already touched upon, is about the participants being immersed in these sound waves and these vibrations that really have this power to cleanse and to heal. So when you have a sound bath performed for you, you're experiencing a very sort of inward journey of self-discovery, and it's deeply relaxing and a real chance to just meditate and just to think of nothing. And these can be performed in person, in a small group. They can be done virtually as well, which is really brilliant at the moment to be able to offer people that healing, you know, for the comfort of their own home. And yeah, it's very simple. You just need to lie down, close your eyes, find somewhere warm and comfortable to relax. I usually begin with a short guided meditation just to help you relax and stabilize your breath, and then the sounds begin. And I mean, basically, each of these bowls that I have in front of me are tuned to a different note. So we have C through to B on the musical scale, and they each represent one of the chakras, the 7 chakras in the body. So as the bowls are played, the sound waves that they emit start to synchronize with the brain. So we're activating the beta and theta waves in the brain. And this, when you slow these down, this is what brings that profound sense of relaxation.
Claire, we know that research perhaps into this subject is somewhat limited, but there have been studies that indicate that a sound bath, as you've explained it, may improve your mood and release tension in your body, amongst other things. How does that process take place?
Absolutely. There have been some studies on this. One of the best groups for receiving sound therapy is actually those in the age of 40 to 59. So they reported a great reduction in physical pain, in tension. It lowers the heart rate, it lowers the blood pressure. And if you think about the human body, it's 60 to 70% water, and sound and vibrations move through water really, really beautifully. So we kind of gather all these vibrations into the body. And as I said, it's about getting those brain waves synchronizing with those vibrations. It's about each of these 7 bowls going through the 7 chakras of the body and helping those to start to, it's almost like recalibrating them. You know, they're kind of energy wheels, they're energetic wheels going around, and and the sound bowls with their vibrations help to tap into that and just make you feel more balanced, more energized.
I
At the
can't wait
very
to. Yes. Sorry. Yes. Go
yeah,
ahead.
coming into this completely skeptical, it's 45 minutes of laying down with your eyes closed, and you'll probably feel quite relaxed. Most people report feeling a really good night's sleep after having a sound bath and feeling quite energized the next day.
I'm feeling even more intrigued as we speak about this here today. Claire, are sound baths a replacement or for proven treatments? And can they be considered a low risk complement to, say, any other methods we've been exploring with our GP and doctors and through medical practices?
Absolutely. I would say that generally sound baths are suitable for everyone. There's always going to be a few contradictions. So say for pregnant women, for example, I would err on the side of caution, because again, you've got all that water with the baby in the tummy, you don't want to upset that. But generally, young or old, they say there's very little you have to do. Just lie back, relax, close your eyes, and allow the magic to happen. And we all know that being able to slow down our breathing, to take that time, it's self-care as well. We all know that that has a really positive impact on the body. So as I say, at the very least, this is going to help you if you're feeling the effects of stress, anxiety, low mood, not sleeping well. Then this is a really easy, non-medicated, natural thing to do.
This is the Great Big Indian Wellness Show, and I'm Tony Patty, talking with Claire Paphitis today, who is an Ayurvedic practitioner, and we're talking about sound bath meditation. Claire, you very nicely described to us the benefits of sound baths and the techniques that are involved into employing what is known as a sound bath. Now, as far as the benefits of the technique itself are concerned, may I ask you, does it help with mental health benefits, physical pain reduction, amongst other things?
Yeah, and I think this is one area, there are studies out there that show definitely a reduction in pain relief in the participants that they tested, who had the sound bath, how they felt before and how they felt afterwards. We see a big change in physical pain. And in terms of mental health and mental well-being, all of my clients report feeling much calmer, being able to sleep better, just that sort of uplift to the mood as well, because I think we're rushing around all the time. There's so much going on. Things are opening up now, which is great, but it's leaving people with a certain amount of anxiety as well about how to step back into life. Having a monthly sound bath or something like that with a group of friends, have 45 minutes, an hour just to meditate, have it all, it's almost sort of done for you. There's nothing you have to do. And yeah, there's a lot of really positive research out there starting to really show how effective this practice can be.
Fantastic. And you say, you've just mentioned a moment ago, once a month, as far as the treatment is concerned, is enough.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect amount of time. I'm, as you sort of touched on, I'm an Ayurvedic consultant as well. So I do one-to-one sessions treating people with Ayurveda, with lifestyle, with nutrition, with some Ayurvedic herbs. But this sort of came about as, I don't really know how it came about. I studied music, I have a master's degree in music. And somehow I was getting more and more drawn to this sound healing as well, and how it could tie together the benefits of the Ayurvedic work I was doing with my patients. We're healing a lot of physical symptoms with that, but there was a kind of emotional or spiritual level of healing that was missing. So to be able to offer this as a sort of that extra step to really encompass, mind, body, soul, the whole package, and find that balance. It's what everyone's after. We're modern busy lifestyles, and we all just want to have that balance in our lives. And I think those two things, Ayurveda and sound healing, really encompass that beautifully.
One of the great things of the Great Big Indian Indian Wellness Show, and the job that I do, is that I get to talk to people like you and learn a lot more about things which I knew nothing about before. And as you explain the techniques and the benefits of sound bath meditation with us today and to us today, one thing I'd absolutely love to see and experience with you here today, Claire, is a demonstration of a sound bath and to see how it actually works. Would you mind doing that for us?
I will do that. I will begin by playing each of the 7 bowls, so you can just tune in and hear those 7 notes. And then I'll give a little quick example of what it's really like. But Tony, you'll have to come along to one of my sound baths. There's a special guest one of these days.
Absolutely. You've got me hooked. Absolutely, I'll be there. You can count on that. Yes.
Here we go.
Thank you, Claire. Explain to us what you were doing there.
So we can either, when we sort of bong them, I know if that's a technical word, but this way we just begin to start to ground the body in that chakra, and it just invites that sound to come. Then as you guide the mallet around the bowl, you start to release it. You know, have you ever done that trick on the wine
Glass, yes. Yes.
And you get those vibrations. So we hear then the tune, the tuned note of the bowl. And that's very important, because that will give off a certain frequency of vibrations. And those are what match with the chakras of the body. So I spent some time on the root chakra, because it's always really important to ground people. A little bit on the heart, the throat, and our third eye, opening up our intuition and our power of inner sight. And over the course of a sort of 45, 50-minute sound bath, I spend a lot longer focusing on each one of these, sometimes combining those sounds and frequencies that blend really nicely together, so it's especially soothing. And I think that's where, coming at this from a music background, I trained in classical music, it gives me that insight into which sounds work nicely together, again, for those brain waves to kind of really settle and relax.
Claire Pavisis, thank you very much for joining us today on the Great Big Indian Wellness Show. It's been a pleasure and a privilege. And you've got your next booking with me, so I'll definitely be looking you up.
Thank you so much, Tony. It's been lovely to talk with you today.
Lovely. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.